What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Goat Talk. Unfortunately, Sal will not be able to join us this week, but don't worry, the four of us will be back and better than ever, especially with football season coming up. So, very excited for that. But this episode, we have a lot of baseball to dive into, which we really haven't done this year because our teams haven't been really worthy of talking about. But a lot of trades has happened this past week. So, let's get to it, boys. The number one trade, right? I feel like we got to start with because it's probably by far the most talked about trade. Skubal going to the Dodgers. The Tigers decided to send him for a bag of chips. So their organization did not get better at all. And the Dodgers just continue to add Infinity Stones. It's insane. Um, I think that there's no question that nobody's beating them in a 7 game series with that rotation that they have. I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking about this.
I mean, this honestly might be the greatest team on paper, like ever assembled, top to bottom. I mean, like in all honesty, like there is no weakness, especially if everyone is healthy. Like their rotation, quite literally, has 7 guys that could be an ace on almost any team. So, like you think about this in no particular order: Skubal, Yamamoto, Otani, Glasnow, and Snell is doesn't make sense. First of all, right there, right? Like those five to begin with are true number one aces, and then they've got like Roki Sasaki in the back. They have other guys, I forget their names, but are have like sub like 3.5 ERAs. Um, Bullpen not bad as well. I know Edwin Diaz hasn't been good this year, but then the Dodgers, no big deal. Have Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. Oh yeah, Otani can hit a little bit too. Will Smith. They're just loaded, like top to bottom. But the one thing I will say when it comes to baseball is it's not like a sport like basketball where, for example, Golden State back in the 2010s, mid 2010s, we knew they were going to win the finals those years. Baseball's not as easy. I think the Dodgers, if they don't win, for them it's an upset. But I feel like it's not as guaranteed as we might think because Chris and I have always said this even through college, and he's told me this first. Whatever team gets hot in October can beat anyone. That's kind of how it goes in baseball, right? If you get hot, look at the Nationals a few years ago, for example, right? The
You took the
Rangers.
team right out of my mouth. I was literally just
Yep,
about to
they
say
were
that.
the Astros were the better team that year.
Who would have thought that fucking team was going to beat the Houston Astros? Like what?
That yeah,
I mean, they didn't make the
exactly.
World Series, but the Mets a few years with the whole grimace, they got hot and they almost made the World Series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The Phillies did a couple of years ago. Like
the Rangers
it's,
won the World Series.
yep, yeah. I
and
mean,
have been butt
true.
cheeks ever since. Yeah.
Shout out
You
to
know
my
what? I'll
goat
take winning
Degrom
over.
though for using his no trade clause because he didn't want to go to the Braves. Shout out to the goat real quick. Just had to put that out there.
Good,
Chris, what
but
would be your thoughts on this?
you know, it's just really just a shame on baseball. And it's not no I can't blame and fault the Dodgers for assembling such a good team
You blame the
when
Tigers more.
in this scenario, yes. But I don't know if I blame them as much as other teams and other owners and other GMs. I don't know because it happened so fast too, the whole Scooble thing. Because like I thought for sure that was going to happen like yesterday on Monday. I thought for sure that was going to be like one deal that we was going to come down to the wire because pieces weren't aligning. There was going to be an overpay, whatever. Nah, they said fuck that. We're going to sign him on Saturday. It was Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
It was Saturday for a bag of chips and Toucan Sam. Like that's
Yep.
pretty much what the Tigers got.
Yep.
And I don't know of any other team that was really necessarily in the mix. There was a report that the Yankees offered some studs,
The Brewers.
but I know the Brewers offered some studs, but like shame on those owners, right? Or those GMs. Like the Brewers' time to win is now. I'm not saying that they're the best team in baseball, but they have a really good team and a really good pitching staff. Can you imagine Mizorowski and Skubal like back to back? That would be fucking awesome to
Mhm.
watch. And you know, do I obviously Detroit got fleeced. I can't even name any of those prospects that they got. It's not like they got like insane amount of talent for it, right? And I think last podcast we kind of talked about the quantity over the quality kind of route. But I don't think the Tigers got either of those because like you only got four, was it 3 or 4 guys?
3.
Not even major leaguers.
Yeah.
Like
One
and
one one guy in the league and 2 prospects.
and I think, we can get on it a little bit, but there was a certain team that I may or may not support that probably actually most definitely overpaid for the trade deadline acquisition that they made. Like what deal what were you not willing to do with Skubal? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is it a fear that you're going to give up too much and it's going to be like a 1 year rental and he's just going to end up signing with the Dodgers anyways? Like,
So that's
I
what
don't
I
know.
think. I
That's
think
my
that like
worry.
when the Brewers like because I keep seeing the Brewers being involved heavily for Skubal and the trades. And that was kind of my thoughts. Like, okay, maybe they don't want to give up their top prospects and their top guys because it is a 1 year rental and he's not going to re-sign. Now, given it's not definite that he re-signs with the Dodgers either. Like that is not definite, but it's
Especially
probably
with the CBA stuff and
yes.
the lockout stuff coming, right?
So there's a high probability that he resigns, but like it's not definite. So
No,
Do you want to
but
stay on a
it's
team that's basically Thanos forever? Yeah, absolutely. Why fucking wouldn't you?
yeah, but who knows if there is a lockout and money situation? Who knows what's going to happen, right? Like everything could be different if we don't see baseball in 2027. It's not back for 2028. Everything could be different. We don't know
yeah.
what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
At this
So
point, I
So
wouldn't be
like
mad.
like hot take, do you if you're the Dodgers, do you want to extend him immediately? Because then maybe there's a chance you're grandfathered into some sort of CBA salary cap or whatever the chances may be. Because that for me is personally for the Red Sox, you have to lock up your guys now before we get to this whole CBA because nobody knows what the fuck's going to happen. We have a pretty good understanding of what's going to happen, and is that we're not getting a season because the two sides will probably never agree on anything
yeah,
unless some major sacrifices or adjustments are made. And so if you're the Dodgers and you're looking at that roster, what is their salary hit for the season? It's got to be over 350,
Yeah,
right?
because of Otani. Because of Otani, which is like the
Well, I mean, it
huge
would be
thing.
more if Otani's wasn't deferred because he's only
yeah.
That's
making
what I'm
like
saying. That's
a
what
couple
I'm trying
million a
to say.
year. And
Like it's
so if you're the Dodgers, you have to be thinking, hey, if this dude actually wants to stay here, which I'm assuming he does. I mean, it's fucking LA, it's the Dodgers. You just win everything all the time. You back up the Brinks truck of whatever you have left, and you pay him because who the hell knows what the CBA is going to happen, and then you may not even be able to keep half the dudes that you have, right? It's
yeah,
same thing with the Padres. How many $300 million contracts do they have? Like,
That's why I kind of think that he might not re-sign with the Dodgers. And he's like, it's a 1 year rental. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get the ring that I want this year, and then sign somewhere else for a boatload of money. Because to me, like if like maybe these trades didn't happen, like I'm gonna bring up the Brewers yet again. Like maybe it didn't happen because the Brewers are talking to his agent and like, hey, if we trade for him, we want him to sign immediately. And he didn't want to do
yeah,
that. He was kind of just like, I want to get a ring this year, and then when baseball comes back, whenever I'll sign for whoever offers me the most money, which I'm hoping is the Mets because they have a blank checkbook. But he might just want the ring that he deserves because realistically, he's a dominant pitcher. He deserves a World Series ring, and then just sign for a boatload of money after that because he's got his ring already, so he's happy. So now he's just gonna get paid.
yeah. I mean, we're just looking at all this stuff now with when it comes to like the payrolls and everything too. I'm getting a lot of mixed reports. Dodgers are obviously up there, and I'm seeing a lot of reports that actually the Mets might have a higher payroll right now. I don't know if that's true though, but
because of all the
it's
deferred.
Fucking Soto's contract is huge.
it's also not the
So is
first.
Lindor's.
And
Lindor's
So
what,
like
300 plus
Greg just
million?
said, it's not
But you got to
deferred.
think though, in my head right now, like the Dodgers. Like, I mean, again, it's Ohtani that kills me because like the fact that no other person has done that, like I don't understand.
It's the fact that a player of that quality is only making like $2 million a year off of his actual player money is
But he wants. I guess he
crazy.
wants to win.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no shit, he has. How many rings do you have?
But
2, 3?
that's what I'm saying. But like, why wouldn't you would think more players might? It just kind of shows how selfish people can be. I don't know.
I mean, if the ultimate goal, I mean, you play your whole life, right? And you're like, okay, my ultimate goal is to win a World Series. And there's a team out there that's willing to back up the Brinks truck for literally everybody who's willing to sacrifice loyalty and the fan base that brought him in for that ring. Because let's just call a spade a spade. The Tigers are still now, especially, but like even before when they had Skubal, the Tigers were a few years out from being super
Yeah.
duper competitive, right? And so I I hate the take, but I agree with it, Joey. I agree. I agree with the fact that he's probably just like get my ring and then go get paid somewhere else. But I, yeah, I have a hard time believing that you win once and you wouldn't want to win again. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I get that.
so, but I mean, I think like in the future, like the Brewers would be such a fun spot for him to be. They are just a pitching factory.
Google, yeah.
They always end up developing awesome pitchers. Um, I'm trying to think of another team. I mean, him and Skeens would be insane. Skeens probably gonna leave though.
Skeens
In
is
Skeens is
gonna,
not
yeah,
staying there
he's
long
not gonna
term
be
though.
in
yeah.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
He'll be in
I'm
LA
on
in a
it.
couple of years.
I think he'll
Probably
as
not.
much as I hate it, I think he's gonna be a Yankee.
I mean, I would love that, but I don't see until Cashman gets out of there. I don't see it
Skubal
happening.
or Skeens?
Skeens.
Skeens. We're not
Skeens.
Scooble.
I think you see both of them in New York. I think Skeens is a Yankee and Skubal's a Met.
I could see it.
That would
I also just had
that
I also
game
just had
would
a
be,
nightmare
oh my
about
Subway
god.
Series, Skubal versus
Subway
Skeens.
Series, Skubal Skeens.
Dude, the Yankees win 1-0.
but then
No, they wouldn't. They don't have a
yeah.
fucking if they played in the fucking hospital emergency room.
I just had a freaking nightmare of him going to the Red Sox.
Who?
Google. I could see it. I don't know why. I got a vision of it. Him and
Well, okay,
Crochet
so
1-2.
that's a good point because Greg brought up the Red Sox. So let's talk about this. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
a massive, I would consider massive in division trade is the Red Sox acquiring Adley Rutschman from the Orioles. Crazy to think that. Like, and Greg, I kind of want to start with you on this one because, like, do you think that the Yankees had any idea that it was a possibility that Rutschman was on the move? And like, do you think they would have checked in with him because they need a catcher?
They do need a catcher.
So, like, do you
They
think it was kind of
desperately need
just
a
like
catcher.
a surprise?
Yes and no. I feel like the Adley trade is not. It's obviously big, and I'm not trying to downsize it as in like being a hater. Um, but he's not the same guy that we thought he was a few years back. If that makes, he's still an above average catcher. If that makes sense, like he definitely is. He's really good, but to me, it's a good. I think it's a good trade. You gave up a lot, though. I'm not sure the details of what you gave up. I know Chris will get into that in a few minutes, probably.
A lot.
Now he will be your starter as he needs to be, but he also currently is on the IL. So like you traded for a guy who's currently hurt, and you're trying to win now with the way you're playing. You should be buying in with how hot they have been in the last month and a half. But I don't know. Chris, do you know how much he has left on his contract?
Adley,
Yeah.
I think it's only one more year of control
So this year and then the
because it's
next year.
based. I think so.
Okay.
Because then at that point, like, and we'll get into it, but yeah, I think it's only one more year of control on his rookie contract.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. I just saw it now. Yep. Confirmed. Well, however, that problem now too, right, is if I'm going to go with this probably, Joey. If the fact is he has a contract for this year and next year. Next year, how does that look? Not great. So
Yeah.
you might have given up a lot of picks for a guy who's going to be playing 20, 30 games when he comes back. Who knows? But if he comes back and he plays in October and gets you some wins there, might make it worth it. So I think it's an interesting one. But let's hear from the man of the hour for this trade.
um, I think my biggest takeaway from all of this is I'm so overly happy that they've decided. Granted, we can talk about if it's a wicked overpay, if it's if it's the right thing to do, just given who you gave up and everything like that. I'm just happy that we invested and that Breslow basically put his nuts out there and is like, hey, we got a good team right now. Who would have fucking thought a month ago that we would have been in this position? Because if we didn't go on that run and we were as hot as we are right now, we're selling everybody. It's not close. It's crazy how much like a month and a half can really change things. Now that being said, I think it was an overpay. You give up, I believe, 3 of your top 10 prospects. Like that is a lot
That's a
for a
lot.
dude
Yeah.
who's hitting like 230 and has only played like 40 games this year, 50 games this year, whatever the number is.
What's the
But
injury? Do we know?
it's wrist inflammation. I believe it's his throwing hand though.
Well,
So
that's
it's not
important
like
as a
his.
catcher.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You get the ball,
That's
you toss it back to the pitcher like literally every single fucking play. So it's important. I'm not saying that, but again, not that long ago, we saw the Red Sox trade for a dude who was also on the injured list, and he made a huge impact when he came back and really helped you with the playoff push. Didn't get where we wanted to be, but Kyle from Waltham, Kyle Schwarber, really helped us out in that power hitting left-handed hitter at Fenway Park where the pesky pole is. I love Adley. I loved him at the OSU days, and I am really bummed, honestly, for Baltimore fans that it didn't work out because he was supposed to be
the guy.
like the guy, and I mean he still is. He's still young. We're not acting like he's not
Yes.
like only like 3 or 4 years removed from his debut. Like he's still one of the better catchers in the league. He's still a 3-time All-Star. He can hit the shit out of the baseball, and he's a plus framer. He's Pitchers love working with him. When you have a and also when you have a pitching staff like the Boston Red Sox have, who isn't healthy, by the way. Like we're missing arguably the top 3 pitcher in baseball,
He's still
top
out.
5 pitcher in baseball. Garrett Crochet hasn't pitched since like May.
Jesus, I didn't realize he was still out. Reminds me of Judge.
Yeah, Roman Anthony is still out, but too, and that's another thing, right? And so I think what they did was necessary because you needed a catcher. Like Narvaez couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat this year. I loved him in the beginning, but it was time to move on. And Connor Wong is never going to shape out to be anything that the Red Sox thought he was going to be after the Mookie trade, because
Still
he was a
Captain
part of
Tom.
that big Mookie trade, right? And so you needed a catcher, and you haven't had a franchise catcher really since Veritek. You can argue like Christian Vasquez was here for like 4 or 5 years, but nothing serious like since Veritek. And so I think this is going to bolster the pitching staff. I think it's obviously going to bolster the lineup. Did you give up a lot? Yeah, but you know what? I'm happy they're investing and they're buying in order to improve the roster come October.
I think they're kind of like same thing, like which we talked about last week as well. It's like you gave up three top 10 prospects. Like, yes, but again, in baseball, who knows? Like, there is still a chance that those prospects do not make the majors.
Very possible.
Like, so yes, you gave up three top tens, but you're getting a guy that's been in the league, prove that he's one of the above average better catchers in the league. I just think I think my bigger issue with the trade would be the contract. That's what I would be more worried about. Not so
Mm-hmm.
much the prospects we gave up, the contract aspect. Is he going to resign? Are we going to lose him? And basically, he's like Greg said, he's playing what 20, 30 games this year?
Yeah. Well, so my thing is if I'm Craig Breslow or if I'm John Henry, I am saying because you can't give up that much for a rental. And I think we kind of talked about it earlier with the Dodgers, right? They didn't give up a whole lot. And maybe they are anticipating that it's a rental.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And so, but if you're Craig Breslow, you gave up literally, I think it's 2 or 3 of your top 10 prospects, one of them being the best pitcher in your prospect organizations, literally a top 50 player in all of the minor league baseball, top 50 prospect. You have to, and I emphasize this, you have to give him a blank check and be like, hey, what do you want? Because you can't just sacrifice all of that for what you paid. Like you can't, especially if he gels well. Especially if when he does come back, he loves the pitching staff. It's kind of like with Bregman. Obviously, he's not the Bregman that we saw last year in Boston. He's not having that good statistically of a year. But ever since they got rid of him, the clubhouse vibes have been different, right? Marcelo Meyer's gone now, right? Roman Anthony has been on the IL since May, probably maybe even earlier than that. I don't know, and I think Adley is such a glue guy. I hope it works out, and I hope they extend the shit out of him because, and honestly, shame on the Orioles, especially for across within the division, like that makes no sense to me.
I mean, yeah,
It was surprising to say the least. I would
yeah.
say.
Where
I
he
didn't even know he was on the chop block like
But
that.
I'm
I
saying,
I
yeah,
had no idea.
yeah. I didn't think of that. That's something I would have like never really would have guessed. Like, hey, who do you see being traded at this deadline? I would have never. You could have gave me 100 guesses, and Adley Rutschman never would have been one of them.
Now,
Absolutely.
what I will say is there's one person I selfishly was really, really hoping would get traded, and I honestly thought he would. I didn't think he would go to us, but I would have loved it. Um, but someone who I really thought might get traded somewhere is the best reliever in baseball, Mason Miller. That was someone that I was really looking at, and I was like, yo, whoever he goes to is going to have a hell of a back end of a bullpen. Obviously, I wanted him in the Bronx, but we all know how this trade deadline went for us. It was really, really bad. We did nothing. We got a first baseman who, granted, he looks good and stats are good, but first base was not a need. We need a catcher. Austin Wells, see ya. Go send you to Mars. Volpe, we already sent to the minor leagues. Perfect. Hopefully, we sent to the curb. But yeah, that's someone who I was gonna ask you guys like too. I was thinking like, who is there anyone that you thought would get traded that didn't? And the first one on my mind was Mason Miller.
I am surprised. Like, that's actually a great point that you just brought up because I am surprised because I kept seeing reports that multiple teams were checking in on him. Multiple teams were in
So
talks with
good,
the Padres. Like,
so good.
there were so many teams being involved with his name, and there were so many talks reportedly going on that it's very surprising that he was not moved.
Yeah.
I think one thing for me that was really shocking and biased because I'm talking about my team, the Red Sox again, but the need I one thing that I thought they would have for certainly addressed and didn't is the need for an everyday shortstop. Because like Trevor Story just never worked out here. He's still injured as shit. He had a good year last year, but it's probably the best you're going to get out of him at this point. Right now, we're running Andrew Monasterio out there, who has done good during this whole run and everything, but you get rid of what you thought was going to be your franchise shortstop in Marcelo Mayer, ship him off to the Giants where he can probably blow up that organization just like Rafael Devers did. And then, that's one thing that I shocked. I heard a lot of Jeremy Pena, and the kid from the Nationals, what's his name? Abrams, CJ
CJ
Abrams. I
Abrams,
heard
yep.
another dude that I heard a lot of was James Wood. I
That's an
thought
outfielder.
I thought he was gonna move. Um, somebody's got to get Mike Trout out of LA, right?
Too late.
Like, I
Not
know
with
it's
that
too late,
contract.
but like,
No one's taking it. Sucks.
Well, I was
He's now
I
in.
was gonna say CJ Abrams, but you said him. But
yeah,
and then you brought up
I
LA.
would have loved him.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he would have been moved, but then you brought up LA, and I thought wasn't sure. I don't want to say like, oh, he should have been traded. I wasn't sure, but I thought somebody that could have gone was Zach Neto from LA.
yeah. We
Yeah.
were heavily linked with Neto Nito, however the heck you say it. Um, uh, I also thought, oh my god. Oh no, he did get traded. The pitcher for the Angels, the big, what was his name? Oh my god, it's not Severino. I
Um,
sent Oh my
is it
god, I forget what his
Ryan
name is.
Zefferson? I don't know. Just looking at guys that got traded for the Angels.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know. Okay.
I
Oh,
forget.
whatever.
He was good.
Well, you saw. Well, Reed Detmers stayed with the Angels.
I mean, Joe
Yes,
Adele got
yeah.
traded,
Joe
Joe
Adele
Adele
did
got
get
traded.
traded.
and
Yes.
Jose
That
Soriano. You
experiment
think
was
about him,
over.
Chris?
Jose Soriano, that's what it is. Yeah.
And then the Angels basically like they kind of cleared house besides Neto, however you say it, Detmers and like Trout, like Ohapi went to Texas.
hmm
They got rid of their catcher. LI native. Shout out to Logan Ohapi.
I mean, we were talking about it a little bit too, but like just with the Adley stuff, but like the Orioles also like fucking tore it down. Like they got rid of Taylor Ward, they got rid of Adley, they got rid of a couple pitchers. It's like Jesus, like you're and then with a team that's so young too. Like I'm just like, oh man, like the only one left is Gunner and Justin Holiday.
Whoa. Whoa.
Jackson,
Like
yeah,
Whoa.
Jackson Holiday.
Jackson Holiday, excuse me.
Don't forget about the polar bear.
Oh yeah, that's
Who
fair.
cares?
I'm
Who?
I'm
Who the
shocked.
hell
I'm
is that
shocked.
guy?
I'm honestly shocked he didn't get traded.
Traded
No,
back
who's
to
taking that
dude.
contract?
Would have
That
loved
beach
for him to
whale.
get traded back to
Who's
the
taking that
Mets.
beach whale?
Oh dude,
The
what a
Mets.
fucking
The
what
Mets
a
will
fucking
take that contract.
well, it's the same thing with the Mets
Bobby
with
Bonilla
Peralta too.
2.0.
You get him for
Well,
what? Four
yeah.
months?
Well, but that was expected at this deadline. The Mets were expected to be sellers. So you had Clay Holmes go, you had Tyrone
Mhm.
Taylor go, you had Luke Weaver go, you had Freddie Peralta go.
I was just
They
gonna bring
were
Freddie Peralta up.
like they were expected to be sellers. So I'm not surprised. And now that we're on the subject, I was kind of annoyed that every single trade the Mets did, the return was a bag of chips in every single trade. But I was talking about it with two of my buddies who are also big Met fans, and one of my other friends said it perfectly. This isn't MLB The Show. Nobody on this team has any sort of value right now. So those returns that we got realistically were expected. Like it sucks, but nobody on
It,
this team had value besides obviously Hewing, Benj, Soto, Lindor, like the guys that were not going to get traded.
so where do you go from here though as the Mets? I'm not saying like we're in a great shape. What do you do?
It's, that's a great question because obviously they tried signing wins almost in a way, in a phrase to say signing wins did not work, obviously.
Sign losses.
Yeah.
Dude,
Um, I don't really know
sorry.
where you go from here. I still think you make a heavy push and kind of do the blank check to Skubal. I think you have to at this
which
point.
is possible.
You have to. You have to get that dominant pitcher back. Um, and then other than that, realistically, our outfield is good. Not worried about the outfield. Our outfield is a good young core. Your shortstop is fine. Maybe there's some clubhouse problems, but at the end of the day, he's still a great shortstop. He's still a great player. He's going to be on the team. It's everything that surrounds that, which is a huge, huge issue. If you keep Bichette, okay, maybe you could make something out of him if he snaps back into it to the player that we've seen with Toronto. Other than that, though, it's like these other guys that you're signing, like you went for a one-on-one trade with Simeon for Brandon Nimmo, who should have been a Met for life. And given Simeon is not hitting bad this year, but his glove is like there's a hole in his glove this year, where normally it's the opposite. He's a great fielder and his bat struggles. So it's I don't know, honestly, where the Mets go from here. I don't.
Hmm.
Long road ahead. I'll say that one.
Mm-hmm.
Think it is for both New York teams, and I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I know the Yankees are always kind of in that mix, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not feeling it with them right now. Like you got to think
You're
like,
also very, very hurt.
but that's also the
That's
problem.
every year, though.
We're always hurt.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Judge is not normally as much, and lately, Giancarlo you can bank on at least 3 stints every year, but he's been out for the last 4 months, which honestly,
Well, how long has
whatever.
Judge been out? Judge been out for a long
Judge has been
time.
out for a while, and there's no timetable either. So it's concerning with
What's
him.
the injury?
Like, I forget, but
Is it like his oblique shit again? Because I know he
His
had a
ribs.
long stint with
that was a
that
long time ago.
It's his ribs.
I
That's the shit. That's the shit that happened to
is it
Roman
ribs?
Anthony last year.
Yeah, stress fracture in his right
Oh,
rib.
yeah,
which
that
is
sucks.
awful
That's tough.
because as
That's
personal
awful.
experience right now from rib injuries, they suck. But we're not going to talk
Cue
about
the
mine.
video.
I would trade. I would trade my ribs for his right now, and I bet you he could play.
Well,
I'm being
May
honest.
31st was the last time he played.
Yeah, he has a
Oh.
stress fracture in his rib, which is probably so painful too.
Yeah. I mean, he's on 60-day right now.
And especially
yeah.
since it's such a rotational sport, like you literally can't. They don't even want you to like do the laundry when you're fucking when you have like broken ribs or bruised ribs and shit like that. And
It hurt. It's terrible.
and you're gonna ask them to go out there and fucking try to hit 60 bombs and hit 300 and play left center field or whatever the hell he's playing. No shot.
Well, the last
There's also a
report
chance.
was September. September would be like their window per se to have him back.
Yeah, there's also talk he might not come back this year.
Which would
And here's the problem too. Judge usually takes a while to get going too, so we'll see. Also, Cody's out for another month at least, so it's dark times right now with them. But
I mean, yeah, I would definitely say you need Judge back because, like you said, you got to get him going because
you're not going anywhere without them, especially with Chris's fucking team being the hottest team in baseball the last month and a half. They're literally right behind us. They're 2 games back, and they were like 15 a month ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're about to gain another one too. We're putting belt to ass on Chicago.
no, we're
White
winning.
Sox
We're winning.
Right now.
You're not going to gain shit. Shut up.
But Greg,
I wish there was a run
okay
differential
because
thing.
even if
What?
Boston jumps you guys, it's okay because what worst comes to worst, at the end of the road, they're running into the Dodgers anyway, so it's okay.
Nope. Worst comes to worst, we're not having baseball next year. Bang.
Well, that's a given. I think that.
Well, that's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
That's a given.
Well, I don't want to end baseball in the Red Sox World Series. That'll make me depressed.
With that, actually, as we're filming this, I completely forgot. Skubal's actually making his debut for the
Yeah,
Dodgers
he is.
against the Cubs. 5 innings
getting
so
pieced.
far. So far, it's 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. They're tied 1-1 as we're filming this right
Probably
now.
a bad start for him too.
Yeah,
fuck.
realistically, yeah.
I hate everything about my life. Everything.
Yep.
Chris, you're up 13-2 now.
Oh yeah, I know. I got the game on it. We're daddy smack
Shut
down
up.
around right now.
I didn't ask.
I mean, obviously,
Team just finds a way to win, bro.
obviously,
I
it's
know.
them. to change after the Skubal trade, I would assume, and everything. But like as of right now, Brewers do have the best record in baseball.
Good.
So,
Keep it out. They win
which
the World Series
nobody has
like
talked
absolutely
about
the
like
best.
at all.
I know. I feel like
Like
it's
at
completely
all.
gone under the rug that they
They
literally have
always
the
do.
best record in baseball right now.
They always get
Insane.
not talked about, and they
Well,
should because they
because
are.
they never
It's
finish. That's
Milwaukee.
the problem. They never
It's
finish.
it's
They
also
also have the second
Milwaukee.
best They also have the second best ratio of different run differential, which to me means a lot. Means like they're scoring a lot and not giving up a lot,
Yeah.
right? Like the
It's
only
because their
other
pitching staff is fucking nails.
Yeah, and
no,
if
but
they
they're
have
also
Skubal,
scoring a
oh
lot of
man.
runs too. So I don't know. Whatever, I just hate baseball. Let's go football. Oh, I'm a Jets fan. Never mind. I hate my life. I don't even care.
Thursday night's the Hall of Fame game, though. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Carson Beck versus Kenny Pickett, and I'm watching every second of it. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I'm so
Oh my
excited.
god. What's the team name in the longest yard?
Mean
Fucking
The
Machine.
Mean Machine.
the Mean Machines. Yeah, we're gonna have the Mean Machines out against like the cops.
Yeah, we're
That's
gonna watch the
basically what
Great
we're
Khali
getting.
versus Stone Cold.
And you
Watch the
know
Great
what? I
Khali
agree
versus
with you,
Stone Cold Steve
Joey.
Austin.
I'm gonna watch every single goddamn second of that game. I don't
Exactly.
care how many picks and fumbles there are. It's
Which I
happening.
think would bring us to, and I could be, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that we talked about the Hall of Fame game last week a little bit and, leading up to it this week and everything. And I think that's kind of the direction we were looking at for a bald bet this week.
I
Correct me if
love it because
correct me
you
if I'm
kind of no,
wrong.
dude. You might be just like I'm gonna have to call your computer in because you might have read the mind. Like I'm a little bit freaked out right now. I'm gonna call the feds. But
It's time.
regardless,
Bald bet
you
it
are
is.
correct. You are correct at the ball bet, and it is the most important one of my life because it involves the Hall of Fame game, baby. We're here. We're here. Come on, biggest game of my life. Panthers Cardinals, right? Oh my God, we got two elite QBs, two Super Bowl contending teams. This is going to be an absolute dogfight. I cannot wait to see which team wins because it's going to determine the future of the league for a long time to come. Let me tell you. Having said that, give me the Panthers. I love that pick. I don't care if the Cardinals are somehow favorited slightly, which is absolute bullshit. Give me the Panthers over the Cardinals in the most important thing I could ever predict in my life. Come on.
So there you have it. You have the Hall of Fame bald bet. We're going to title this one. And I would say that it is a big one because preseason or not, I think you do want to start that NFL season 1-0. I think this is a Hall of Fame type bald bet.
They put everything into it. Like you have to. There's no holding back here.
Bet the house.
House. Slam it. Slam that bet.
In
Take it
Kenny
to the bank.
Pickett, we trust.
Kenny, as long as
How
Miles
many?
Garrett's there,
Here
fine.
here's a side bet for the viewers
Oh,
and the
never mind.
listeners out there. How many? What do you think the over under is for Sid the Sloth memes to come out of the Carson Beck if he takes his helmet off?
I mean, I would. It's gonna be so I think this is gonna be the first time in my 27 years of life that I will be hate watching the preseason Hall of Fame game. Because even as a Georgia fan, I never liked Carson Beck. I don't like him as a quarterback. I don't think he's a good quarterback. So this is actually going to be the first time I'm hate watching a preseason Hall of Fame game. And let me tell you, I cannot be more excited for it. I can't wait.
This game legitimately might end in a 3-3 tie. Like
Literally.
there's a chance.
The
Oh
only
wait,
the one
are they going
thing
to do
though,
any of the new rules? Are there new rules? Like I saw somewhere that there's a 4-point field goal.
did
Or is
that
that
did that get confirmed?
is
I
that
really
is
hope
that
not.
just is that just a fucking rumor, or am I bugging?
I mean,
Like, hold
it
on.
could be something that they're doing for preseason, but not regular season, just to test it out. I think that's what they did with the new
Could
kickoff
be.
a couple of years ago. They tested it out in preseason, and then the following year they put it as like an actual rule. Um, I personally haven't seen anything about a 4-point field goal. That would be crazy because
Yeah.
realistically, like
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
If you're the Cowboys, just kick it every
Yeah.
time because your kicker's automatic.
Right.
Okay. Do. So it says they have not fully adopted the idea yet from the UFL, but they said they may test it out. I'd be interested if they test it out in the preseason though.
I feel like it would have been announced
That would be
already if they
fucking
were.
crazy. Probably.
I'm
Let's
interested to
see.
see if he plays and if he does play, how much he plays of Jeremiah Love for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like, do you play him the first game or because you gotta get him some NFL reps or that's what I'm gonna be watching him, especially from a fantasy aspect.
Oh yeah.
I wanna be watching some Jeremiah Love on Thursday.
Another dude, and I know it's preseason, so it really could just be fucking meaningless because like whatever. But like another dude to really keep your eye out, I think, for this preseason on whether or not like to even consider putting him in a draft or not is like Marvin Harrison Jr. Like granted the quarterback play that he's gotten for the first couple years has not been good. Like Kyler Murray's just like was a shell of himself and you have inconsistency with Brissett and everything like that. It's going to be interesting to see how that offense really functions.
Well, I wonder if he even
Is
plays.
Brissett the starter?
Yeah, as of now, he would be the
Jesus.
Jacoby
starter.
Brissett is the starter
Yeah.
right now, right?
Which
So
he,
I mean,
Brutal.
to be fair, he didn't have a bad year last year.
no, he didn't at all, and I'm not hating in that sense, but you know, a wide receiver is only as good as his quarterback, right? Like if the quarterback can or can't get him the ball, kind of depicts whether or not you have a good year, good game, whatever the case may be. So the quarterback play out of Arizona has always been hella up and down all the time. I mean, Kyler had that one super duper cool year, but like other than that, he's just looking like a midget running around with his head cut off on the field. But it's
I mean, it's
like,
accurate.
but I don't know. That's a dude I think you would want to look out for. And I'd also be interested to see how many reps like a dude like I don't he's definitely probably not going to play in the Hall of Fame game, but reps like Bryce Young gets, um, you know, Ted McMillan,
Hmm.
um, you know, those there's some studs on both offenses, and I'm just going to be very interesting to see how they kind of incorporate everybody in the mix when it
I
comes to
know it's
preseason.
preseason and you're trying to not get your players injured for the regular season when it actually fully matters. That makes sense for the Bills to play Josh Allen, the Patriots to play Drake May, the Bengals to play Joe Burrow. Like any team like that makes sense. I feel like if I'm a GM of the Cardinals and the situation they're in, I want my starters to play the preseason games to get those reps, to get comfortable, to try to get a groove to move into the regular season with that groove already started.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's so tough though because the game is so violent and so
Yes.
physical.
Yes.
Like it's so hard to mitigate and mediate between getting reps and then being like, okay, we want to like pull it back a little bit because there's 17 games and it's a tough 17 games. Like I think typical preseason, like your starter will get like a series or two in the first quarter, and then the rest of the time it's just like the practice team, the third, fourth string guys,
Yeah,
and that's fine.
you're gonna see who's gonna make the roster.
Exactly, right. And that can be the frustrating part as a fan, especially because we're all so eager to watch football now. Like it's that time of year, man. And so sometimes you're just like, fuck, man, why can't they just run like Drake May out there like every single fucking series? Like they would win this preseason game. Like it means something, right?
Literally.
And so but also at the same time you have to think like the starters are a franchise,
Yeah,
right? And you got to pull back a little bit. But for teams, honestly, I say that teams like Arizona and Carolina, not so much Carolina because they actually had a really good end of the year last year and they have some momentum going. But for a team like fucking Arizona, you're still trying to fill your starters.
that's
I
what I'm
think, right?
saying.
So
Yes.
so you're putting everybody out there that you possibly can. I don't care if you're a starter or not. Like they have to figure something else like down there, man.
Yes.
It's been so long since they've been good.
Yeah.
I would agree.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this episode of Goat Talk. Make sure to come back next week as we talk about the Hall of Fame game, the bald bet, and
Huge.
maybe we'll touch up on some more baseball, and then we'll be leading into the first full week of NFL preseason, which means football season is underway. We're going to be breaking down a lot during football season. You're not going to want to miss it. Football season is when we're hot, so you definitely want to stay along for the ride. As always, appreciate all the support and love you guys continue to give us. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.